tonight, but you are on a freaking roll right now. And I feel it coming out of you, like true heartness right now by me prompting you with that question. So I just want you to keep going.
Well, yeah, I just, and thank you for pointing that out. I just, coming off of a Sabbath, you know, when you just reset, you know, you just set all the layers back and you just sit and be still with God. You know, just Sherry Lynn got me thinking today, you know, about that, the power of giving ourselves permission to dream again, giving ourselves permission to think about taking a leap in those areas that we've always wanted to take a leap, but we've been too afraid because, especially as a mom, we're so busy doing other things, right? We're busy cleaning, we're busy, you know, taking care of our kids when they're sick, we're busy going to work, we're busy, you know, doing the things that we need to do, and moms come last. You know, like I remember not buying a bra for like 8 years, and like I had the holiest bra, stinking ugly bra, and I was like, man, I would just like to have a really pretty, lacy, feel sexy under my clothes bra, but let's just put food in the kids' mouth first. Like,
you know, my kids sustaining in the comfort.
Yeah, and you know, so many times, but when somebody says, like Sherry Lynn shared today about how, you know, she had been praying for more, and she wanted to put her daughter in dance class, and it was $80 a month or a week. I don't know. I can't remember, but they were making ends meet, but they were making just enough to make ends meet. And that's a blessing for so many people to just make it through the month.
Yeah.
We're in the red. No, sorry. We're in the green. We're doing good. But when she asked her husband, can we put so-and-so in dance? He was like, we just don't have the extra. And that's when she was like, oh my gosh, we're so stinking tight. I can't put my daughter in dance. I love dance. I'm passionate about dance. Me too. I could never afford to put my kids in dance class. I would search every summer for the Park and Rec brochure to think, I wonder what free programs there are. And then I'd have to humble myself to ask, do you have scholarships? But then the next obstacle was, how am I going to get them there? Because all those classes are during the day and I work during the day. So how can I offer my kids something to enrich their mind in the summer? And I qualify for these programs. They're going to give it to me, but then how do I get my kids there? Because I got to work all day, you know, so that whole struggle. And I didn't want to be at work. I wanted to take my kids to these classes. I wanted to sign my son up for, you know, hobby making, the balsa wood, glue it together, make a project, interact with other kids, have all these opportunities, but I had to work all day, so I couldn't do these things. So it's just such a conundrum.
So it was almost like you were hearing her talk about that, and then you had like a self-reflection of, okay, I felt that way raising my own kids too. And, you know, the business came into her life while her kids were little, but the business came into your life when you got older and your children were older, but it still hit you the same way.
Absolutely. And I truly believe that God brought me to this for that very reason, not just to provide the freedom that I desire for this stage of our life, the freedom to get debt free, to pay off our house. We have an astronomical debt of our house. Living in California is not cheap. So, you know, a house here would be like 3 houses in Arizona or whatever, you know. We have a very simple, modest fixer-upper home, but just to be able to pay off that debt, to not have to worry about retirement. But at the same time, I did live a life of a mom who struggled in a really tough marriage for 14 years, and then being a single mom and being on food stamps and just wanting more. And like we were talking about a little bit ago, it's like we all have those dreams. Like, how many of us had a folder or a box of our dream wedding? We would cut out clippings. We would cut out things. It's like, oh, I want this dream wedding. Well, when push comes to shove and that beautiful day comes where this man asks us to be his wife, then we're faced with the checking account. We're faced with, for me, I didn't have family that could pay for a wedding. I didn't have somebody with a savings account. You know, typically the parents pay for the daughters this or that, and they put in a big chunk. Many of us don't have that. And so what do we start doing? Well, we don't really need this. Well, we don't really need this.
Instead of stretching ourselves to believe we're worthy of more, we cut back. we cut back.
We shrink our dreams to fit our reality.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we try to be happy with it. And when
going
somebody
back to what you were saying about like humbling yourself to what God's given you, but also like, are you really selling God short because you're being so humble, you know?
Right.
Girl,
Yes.
I feel that. And it's interesting that you, because randomly just asked you, hey, would you want to share more about dreaming bigger for the event? And like, I opened up the can of holy worms, truthfully. I'm so glad so glad. But we humble ourselves so much, and then we like hear the dream again, and then we reach out our hand, and then we don't trust. And we're like, oh, I need to come back to my humble. Oh my gosh.
Or, well, this doesn't really look like what? I know I'm praying, but God, I think it's supposed to look like this. And God presents, let's say, this opportunity through a friend you see on social media, or somebody randomly messages you in your inbox, or a friend calls you up on the phone and says, hey, I just started this opportunity with It Works. It's amazing. They have this and that and the other products. I would love for you to join me. And you're like, but not that. Like,
Right.
it's kind of like that story of the person that's in a flooding city, and the rescuers come to the door, and he's like, no, I'm fine. God's going to save me. And then it floods, and he goes to the second floor, and he's hanging out the window, and the guy comes by in a boat, and the guy says, hey, jump in the boat. We're going to save you. No, I'm fine. I'm good. God's going to save me. He's on the roof. Helicopter. No, I'm good. God's going to save me. He dies, goes to heaven. God, you're going to save me.
I know.
Sent rescuers, a boat, and a helicopter.
And this is an interesting thing to spin on for someone who's looking at the business, but even like someone who starts their business and thinks that they're just going to come, they just walk in, they've started a business, and everything is just sunshines and rainbows after that. And it takes hard work. It takes the mindset of discipline to say, I know that I can achieve this because I see that other people have. I've heard their stories, but have to remind myself that they're just as worthy, like I'm just as worthy as they are. And having the reflection to go, okay, I trusted this opportunity but then as soon as it's in my lap, it's just too much work. It's just too much out of my comfort. I just no, like it was given to you.
And the thing of it is, and I tell all of my new distributors or sideline sisters or whomever that are first in and they start to have that sticker shock, right? I mean, that always happens. It's like, what did I do? I went to my friend's website to order products because I wanted the wrap for my thighs. My thighs, the cellulite, it's my kryptonite. Anywho, I saw the join button and I was like, oh, she said it's only like $40 more. And I get the wraps back then and you got a bunch of other stuff. Well, before I knew it, I clicked join, right? And I had sticker shock. Well, the thing that has hit me over the last few years is that if we can get our mindset on this is our opportunity for our future, like we would a job, right? We don't have a boss. We don't have anybody telling us what we have to do. We don't have to stock products. We don't have to keep inventory. We don't have to go deliver products, all that other stuff we don't have to do. We don't have to check in or out, slide a time clock, any of that. But if we can have the mindset of a job, and you're going to go through your human resources are your training that you have right on your phone. You can listen to your trainings while you're driving the car or while you're making dinner. I mean, they're like 2 to 3 minutes. If you can have the mindset that this is my job, I get to learn this so I can get this. Like that box is open. That box of dreams is open. And even the stuff that's hidden way down underneath, that old ticket stub. Like I have a dream of seeing Andre Bocelli. I could cry. It's $500 a ticket to go to a concert, to be able to afford a Christian concert. They charge a lot of money for concerts just to go and listen to music. So those little things that are so far out there that you would never even dream that you could go to because you got to put diapers on your baby. So you just put it in a box for later.
And then eventually it's time to pull the box down from the shelf and just go for it with faith and go for it like 100%.
And plug into it to the tools and trust. And tell yourself, I have everything it takes. If I can muster myself to leave my babies every day and go to a job where I hate my boss, or everybody gossips, or it's the most toxic environment. They do not pay me enough money. I'm barely making it, but yet it's the only thing I got. I'm so thankful I have a job, especially during these times, that you're willing to do that. Why not be willing in the moments that you are zoning out because you're so exhausted and you're on social media to reach out to 3 friends and share that you found these greens that give you great energy, or you found this confianza supplement that just helps stabilize and calm your mind a little bit. You know, it takes 2 seconds. You share favorite recipes, you share favorite restaurants, you share the sale at, you know, your local grocery store that's buy one, get one free of those diapers. You share those things already. Why not share a few other things in moments a day and make a little bit of extra money?
Well, then if you think about it, it's not just, you know, we're not working for the instant pay. We're not a server that works for tips. We're not in a service industry that works for tips. We are building a paycheck. Like if you were going to go to an office job and they paid you $9, $11 an hour, you're not going to see the pay of that for 2 weeks later. You're not going to see it. You're not going to see like you'll calculate your pay stubs up for 6 months and you'll go, oh, you know, I made this amount of money. But if you took, like you said, took it like a job, took it the same ways and worked through it, you would do the same. But you're not just going to go to a job and go, oh, well, I didn't know that I was going to have to work and then leave and never come back. Like it's so.
Unless it's Moe's.
Unless it's Moe's. I did that at Moe's. Yeah. The vegetable wash at Moe's was just really, really bad. It burned my hand. Okay. Anyways. I did do that one time. I really didn't like the vegetable wash. Anyways. What was I saying? You're such a jerk. What was I saying? So, you know, I'm distracted now.
That's okay. So it's like, you know, we get to wrap our brain around the fact that we have something that looks a little different. And if it keeps coming back to you and it keeps coming back to you, there is a reason. And I, without a doubt, believe that God is answering your prayer. And he most always never answers our prayer in the framework or in the picture in which we think is the answer. We get to step out in faith. And when we keep stepping in faith, the results are bigger and bigger and bigger. So, man, if getting gas in your car is an issue, we have an opportunity to sell a sample of coffee and you got $10 in your pocket. It's as easy as through your app. You get to make so many different daily, weekly, and monthly bonus cash that you have unlimited ability to have access to without being salesy, without doing anything weird or creepy. It's just a matter of offering something to people you care about. And there are people who, if you were sick and you needed chicken soup, they would bring you chicken soup.
Right. And
so
I think,
if you're like, I need some gas in my car, would you try some of this coffee?
I know that you can say there's moments that have been this parts in your business where it's just like when you needed something, you made it happen. Yes. In your business. And it wasn't because, that month you just, had the better hair or you were just more happier that month. Like, it wasn't like you had more support that month. Like, it was just, you just worked harder because your mindset was there. You were all in it to win it and you had the faith for it and you just went for it,
Right.
Because the obstacles in the mind, they come.
Well, and when you need the paycheck, at the end of a week or 2 weeks, you show up at work, no matter what's going on at home, no matter what's going on in your mind, no matter how crappy you feel that morning, you get in the car and you go, and you have to show up and you have to leave all that stuff. So why not show up for ourselves? Mm-hmm. And, granted, every single week is not the best, meaning we have mental challenges, right? We have life that happens. We have kids that get sick. We have family members who issue with health problems. But you know what? Through my cancer journey, through health issues with my family, through sideline sisters, through business partner issues, I see everybody still able in moments of the day to make things happen, to make a change for their family. And nobody's making them do it. They just have seen. At first you step in faith. At first you walk in faith of the possibility of this dream. Sometimes you live on the faith of others. But as you start seeing the money come in, as you have people who are thanking you that they have clarity, they have energy, they have more confidence, they feel sexier with their husband, their hair, they're less self-conscious, they're wearing shorts for the first time in forever, as well as people join your team. And they're like, some of the testimonies that came in this week, paying off their last bill that's in collection, being able to buy their books for college, whereas before they couldn't afford books. They're sharing books with classmates or whatever, or they don't have to get 2 or 3 jobs. They can focus on their college education and work from their phone for 2 seconds a day. Not 2 seconds, but you know what I mean.
Right. So, this is a very important message for someone who's looking at the business, and I want us to talk about both while we're on here running it, because I think they go hand in hand. For even someone who's been in the business maybe a couple months, who's gotten a few things going, gotten a few wins, maybe had some things happen, step back, so on and so forth. Maybe someone who's been in for a while, reached some things, maybe held down, whatever, the standstill and then the movement again, and then life, your brain happens. What I think is interesting is we will wait, like the preacher was talking about this, that I was listening to the sermon yesterday from my Sabbath, and you're so right, coming off of a Sabbath is just life-changing, but he talked about big faith and little faith, and he used and when I'm talking about this, like faith in yourself, faith in your God, faith in the fact that if there's other people around doing it and they're saying they just put their focus into their work and they just continue it each day, then they're having the success. So why would we stop after a couple days or a couple of weeks? Because our mind's a battlefield, and then we wait for God to give us signs of confirmation that we're in the right space. We wait for God to give us the revelation of new ways to begin. We wait for God to give us, the comfort and the peace to move forward. And what was interesting for me to hear yesterday, like hit me in the face, like thank you, Lord, for hitting me in the face with the message, was when Jesus saw them up, when he was up on the mountain praying while they were crossing the sea and the storm was coming. They could not see Jesus, but he could see them. He knew they were in the storm. And some storms are not sent from the devil. Some storms are put out for us to just show our strength and show our faith and show what we can learn from, right? And he said when he started to walk on the water, is it Peter? Peter called out to him. Peter called out to him and said, if it's you, tell me to come. And he said, come. Well, Peter walks out, and then he goes to fall at the break of the wind, and he said, you have little faith. And the preacher said, if that's little faith, walking out on water with Jesus, I don't even know where I rank, because that seems like big faith to me, But then he goes on to say, there was 2 times in the Bible that Jesus was amazed. One, when he was amazed that the people of his hometown did not believe in his vision for Christ and what he was doing for his Father and his ministry. He was amazed that people so familiar with him would not support him. Isn't that a topic? So, but he was also amazed again when there was a man, a Lord, and he came to Jesus because one of his servants was really sick. And he said, I need you to heal one of my servants. Please, he's so sick. And Jesus said, do I need to come? And he said, no, just speak the word and I know it's done. And he said, you have the most amazing faith I've ever seen in this land. And he was amazed because he didn't ask him to come. He just knew that if he spoke the word, it was enough. But Peter needed him to say, come. It's like we don't need to wait for God to give us another confirmation. We don't need to wait for another sign or wondering if the storms that are blowing are a sign to retreat. So the aha moment that I had was, it's not about what would prove God happy is showing him how much I believe in him. Like, and just at the end of the day saying, if it means, whatever works that I put in, whatever things come the way, however I'm feeling, it does not matter, because I have faith in God and he's going to do it all. Like, I just want to just be amazed in what he can do. And I think it goes back to what you were saying too about taking it small and being comfortable and then being humbled in, but if I just sit here in gratitude that I'm grateful that I have a couch to sit on and that my lights are on, but not entertaining the audacious, abundant idea that God could give us everything and so much more because He empowered us properly to do it. It's like, we're not willing to go through the storm? Are we not willing to go through the storm?
Yeah.
For whatever, you know? So that's where, like, didn't mean to yell, but it was a perspective that he shared. And this was, fear and faith are just in the wrong what ifs. And that can go to someone who's looking at the opportunity. Mm-hmm. That can go to someone who's in their business now. No matter what season, your fear is your what ifs and your faith is your what ifs too. Mm-hmm. And
the outcome is determined on how you handle both of those.
Yep. It's a choice. What if my God just does all of these amazing things because I did this? Like, you know, like what if I put in, like we've been talking about the 90-day push, you know, and I can, like, I'm just going to compliment you. You're putting your head down and I see you, and I'm thankful to know you, but I'm thankful to see you feeling that faith within yourself to just say, I'm putting my head down. I'm just putting my head down and I'm crushing it. I'm going to figure it out. I'm just going to do it. And you've been doing it for a while. But there's going to be things that come. There's going to be storms that blow. A lot of it's a mental game. Can we keep going? Can we do it? Are we made for it? Stop. You know, like it's the, what if this person is the next ambassador on the team? What if it takes, you know, me, just 3 more asks to get this person to sign up? What if they order $150 in products? What if I could actually triple rank up in the next 90 days? What if, you know, like those what ifs?
Not what if this opportunity is for me? What if I can do this opportunity? What if I can be there every moment with my kids? What if it's okay that I have this desire to get a new car for the first time in my life and not have to worry about my tires that are peeling and the gas that is the fuel oil that's burning in my car, and I am not sure if my car is going to make it, or the fact that I can't afford to put enough gas in. You know, what if this is the opportunity to take away all that struggle and to have faith that what we say and what we share and what we offer to be there to help encourage somebody and to help support somebody in the moments that they have to duplicate the potential for freedom in those areas is really true. The what if of the
you don't know what
of all of that.
You don't know what someone's capable of that you're talking to. You don't know, like, what is on their plate that they need. You don't know what their hustle level is for what they want. You have no idea.
Well, and there's been every story for whoever is watching this, whether they've already taken the journey or whether they're thinking about it. The potential is not in the person as they are right now, other than the yes. The potential is in the continuing to take a step forward, to continue to take a step forward, to continue to have faith, to continue to believe in the what if and the possibility. Right. And that is absolutely incredible. And you and I can share similar but unique stories of the days that it wasn't easy, the days that life did press in, and we are still trying to balance sometimes work, family, and this business.
Totally.
But living on a wing and a prayer that God's going to sustain us, God's going to take us through to the eye of the storm, and then we're going to have to walk through the other side of the storm, but there will be freedom and there will be another sunrise.
What's the other option? Sitting on the shore?
Yeah, staying in the storm. And some people will. Some people will stay in the storm, and that's okay. That's a personal choice, but those dreams deserve to come off the shelf.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
It's a choice. And no, we don't have balance all the time. And, you know, there are ups and downs, but you joined because you saw the button. It was an option for you. They told you, hey, you could pay just a little more. I joined because someone made it an option for me when I just wanted the wraps. But she said you could get the wraps as a customer or spend a little more and get them as a distributor. Pretty much the same. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. Sherry Lynn. She joined because what was the words again?
She said as she was getting ready to place the order for, I don't know what she was ordering, some products. And the lady said, you know, you could also sign up as a distributor. I don't know if you've ever thought about making extra money. And those
That's
words,
simple.
thought about making extra money, is like
It was life-changing.
a testimony, life-changing.
And I wonder if that
words.
lady knew that she was going to become the top two
Five
income
words.
top two
Yeah.
income.
No, and she said, that's the thing. She's like, my dreams have changed over the years. She's like, if I shared with you all my dreams now, it would seem super bushy and superficial. But back in the day, it would make me cry to think that I can make $80 to take my daughter to dance lessons, and that it wouldn't cause any extra hardship on my husband, that he'd have to move stuff around in the budget. And so for everybody, it's different. Somebody might just need $20 in the gas tank to make it to work, or maybe $50 to pay for childcare so that they can go to work. But the ultimate dream, which grows from that, is the next dream. That mom who cries when she drives away from childcare, or that mom that can't be there when her kids are doing a school performance or playing sports, you know, if we were in normal times, obviously. The dreams grow, and that's what it's intended. Our dreams grow upon dreams. So, you know, when I first started, it's to do certain things. Everything changes over time, and it's not, one dream is not better or less than the other. It's a personal journey, and we get to help support one another, and we get to offer this to other people. I get to offer this. I get to share with others who want a little more. And
yeah, and you know what? I'm glad someone chose to offer it to me.
Me too.
Because even in the ups and the downs, I have never gone, oh, wow, I wasn't grateful for that money I received this month for my commissions. Never. Been in the business 5 years. I've always received a commissions check. It's always been extra money in my pocket.
Yeah.
Now, I've never looked back and gone, you know what? I'm really like, I'm mad they paid me that much. No, I'm grateful. And if anything, I know I want to work harder. You know, I 5 years, I've never looked back and thought, oh man, I'm not happy about any of that. Like, it's always been there. I think that something interesting to say too is, you know, we've been able to build up customers and customers and customers and customers over the span of our business years in, but I'm just going to be super transparent. Because of residual income, there was a month where I didn't enroll a single new thing to my business. But because I had enrolled things prior, customers the year before, customers the months before, I still opened up a commissions that month.
Right.
That was deposited in my bank account. And I look forward to the fact that I'm building up a monthly income that's abundantly sustainable through this opportunity. Income disclosure statement. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you. And I'll put it up before we close this out, before we end the recording, and just like put it up on the shared screen. But I'm looking forward to building an abundant monthly income where we can afford more outside of sustainable living, building the dream home that we have plans for, all of the things, but then having, when life happens, and because things happen, some storms come, and, I can still look forward to say, I've built a residual business that can pay me if things get rocky, that can pay me when times get tough, that it's still going to be there. So it's not necessarily built, like we were talking earlier, it's not necessarily building money for today, building money for tomorrow, building money for next month. That's great right now, but like 5 years from now, 5 years ago, I didn't have a residual income flow. 5 years later, hundreds and hundreds of customers and team members. 5 years from now, even more. So hindsight's everything. And just perspective, God will pull you through it all, sister. God will pull you through it all. I can look back. We all can look back and think of times we were going through something so hard and we were like, I don't know how I'm going to get through this. We got through it. I got through it. We got through it. God's going to bring you through this too. But I know I would rather be making intentional actions towards more, like we're talking about, the desire for more, that crazy thinking of I can have more than just living paycheck to paycheck. I can have more than just struggling to, make the budget tight enough for dinners. I can have more than the fear of checking my bank account. Yes, I can. And that is, it's looking forward to that. If I wouldn't have had that, if not for someone simply just saying, you could have the opportunity to make extra income in free product if you just upgraded to a distributor,
Well, and I 100% agree with all that. And it falls in line with what's on my heart to close this out. And one is that tomorrow comes. Most of the time, tomorrow is not guaranteed, but most of the time tomorrow comes. And the decisions we make today will either continue us on the same path that we're on, or will change the trajectory of where God is prompting us. And we never know the depth of the timing in which things are presented. For me, had I not been presented this when I did, and had I not taken the step of faith, I wouldn't have had the freedom to do so many things, to work from home, to be able to navigate my cancer journey like I did without having to balance work and this and the other. And, praise God, I didn't need chemo or radiation or any of that. But it's still to be able to make doctor's appointments whenever I wanted during the day, and not outside of like PTO and this and that and the other. But how many stories have we heard of people who they were presented the opportunity and not even realizing that they said yes, they created an income, and they had the freedom to help other people to be free. They've suffered terrible tragedy in their life. They had the money to do astronomical things because they took a step of faith, and they were able to have the time or the money to do and be with and for others. Whereas had they not taken the step of faith in the exact moment that they did, they wouldn't have been set up in the exact time that something happened, which I know without a doubt, God knows, he sees everything beyond what we could see. It would have been completely different and could have been devastating.
Right. And I know some people may watch this and think about some parts of this are just kind of bigger mindset than they can quite wrap their head around. But what I will say is, no matter where you're at, and if you just started your business today, you're looking at the business, or you've been in your business for some time, there is something in you that desires more. I will not settle to believe that you can't understand. Maybe what my more is homeschooling my family, having a bigger home, being debt-free, earning an abundant amount of income each month to keep us stable and give. Maybe that's bigger than what your dream is. Maybe you don't want that, but there's something in your heart that desires for more. You have the opportunity to go get it. And the way you go get it may not look the way it looks for me. It may not look the way it looks for Heather, the way our posting styles work, the way we talk to people, what our common interests are. We're not saying you have to change the way you are. The dreams are inside of you already. I think sometimes we tell ourselves we're too silly to think like that. Like, oh no, that's silly stuff. I got to be real. Well, being real to you to say, it is time to get real with you about what it is you want, because the time's going to pass anyways, and find a way to do it for you. We get paid to enroll customers. We get paid to enroll distributors, and we can have a lot of fun on the way doing it. And I can tell you what, it makes me feel really good saying, hey, I set my mind to that and I pushed for it, and it came to fruition because I put faith behind it and I worked hard for it. And the times where I come up short, I'm thankful that I still went, because I got farther than I would have if I didn't. And we change so much over the process of what we desire, how we share with our market and our people and our networks, how we work our business. But at the end of the day, it's not about looking just like Heather, looking just like me, having the same exact things. It's about, there is something on the inside of you that screams for more. It is, because you're human, you're breathing, you're living, and that is a desire for more in your life. You have the opportunity to do it. So I would encourage you to get close to yourself. Hold on. Get close to yourself. Get close with what you want. And take that checkup from in the mirror and say, I will. And then it's just getting with it and doing it, not looking left and right and figuring out, do I got the right thing to say? Am I putting up the right post? But what if the what ifs for faith, not the what ifs for fear. What if I succeed? What if I succeed? What if in 90 days I quadruple where I'm at now? Like, what if, the what ifs that make your heart sing, not the what ifs that make you feel crushed. Because either way, they're possibilities, but one's going to go so much farther. So while you close us out, I'll get the income disclosure statement to share it up.
Okay. Yeah. And I've had people who say, I can't do what you do because I am not you. I don't do what you do. And I'm like, don't be me. Don't be me. Like, just take a step of faith. You don't have to be anything other than you. Your friends follow you for you. Your friends like you for who you are, and they want you to be authentic. They want you to be real. They want you to just be who you are. And that is it. You don't have to take any salesperson classes. You don't have to do anything out of the ordinary other than just talk about your dream. Talk about the more that you want, and people can relate. People can relate with, I just want to be able to pay my electric bill without a late fee. Like, I can't afford the late fees, but crying out loud, every single month I can't pay my electric bill on time because of the late fee. And sorry about that. I hope that printer's not too loud. And so many people can relate with that. And that's it. You just share your story. You share a little bit about what you want, and there's power in that.
And keep the faith. Keep the faith. Wake up each day knowing that you are graced with a new day of new opportunities and new possibilities. Yeah, we have to schedule it out. Yeah, we have to intentionally put that into place, but golly, it's worth it. It really stinking is. Okay, I've got the income disclosure pulled, but it's so blurry. So blurry. Maybe I can pull it up in my eSuite.
Well, that's okay. I think if we just show it one more time.
Okay. Well, maybe it'll let me share my screen. Oh, there you go. Okay. That'll do. So thank you so much for spontaneously recording this with me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. We're going to end the recording.